everybody. We are at BLYSS tonight. We are doing a PWA fundraiser, a People with AIDS fundraiser, in memory of the queen that started it all. Her name was Chris Edwards. We sadly lost her a little while ago. So we're going to continue on with the fundraiser, and we're also going to celebrate her life.
I loved his spirit, and he was always willing to help anyone.
Of course, Chris was Michael Jackson at Whitney at La Cage and did those characters on the road.
So I'll always remember her as one of the first queens that I actually got to see when I came out.
The hard work and the amazing things she did, she was such a good person, and I'm glad we're keeping her legend alive.
I'm going to be talking to the people from PWA. We're going to give you the lowdown on that. And we're going to talk about Chris and just have a good time. Love you. Stick around, and we'll be right back. Here we are with two people from the PWA Foundation. They'll introduce themselves and tell you what PWA Foundation is all about.
I'm Suzanne Paddock. I'm the Interim Executive Director.
And I'm Mike Twomley. I'm the Director of Philanthropy and Communications.
Well, we've been around since 1987, and our focus really is on practical assistance. So we provide a food bank, we offer financial assistance, but we also offer things like therapeutic care, complementary therapies, and volunteering opportunities, and education and outreach as well.
And my job is to raise money for the agency so that we can do that sort of work. So one of the largest events that we do is the Friends for Life Bike Rally. It's a bike ride from Toronto to Montreal. We raise a lot of money for PWA, but we also talk a lot about HIV and AIDS, and we address stigma about HIV and AIDS from here to Quebec, which is fantastic.
So now, Chris Edwards, who we just lost not too long ago, did this fundraiser every year for PWA and raised a lot of money. Do we know approximately?
Yes, Chris has raised, in the many years that he was fundraising for us, raised upwards to $300,000 for PWA.
Hey, boys and girls, before we get into the interview portion, I'd just like to let you know that we raised over $7,500 in one night. $7,500 and counting. I just want to say a big thank you to Amanda Roberts, Fahrenheit, and Jeanette Dupree for hosting this night. I want to say a big thank you to the boys and girls that came out to not only perform, but also support the show. And, of course, thank you to BLYSS Nightclub. All right, let's hear what these queens have to say. Hey, boys and girls. Okay, so we are here with one of my oldest friends, Miss Bunny LeBlanc.
Well, my connection with Chris started... Actually, my very first drag show in Toronto was as the contestant at Talent Night that he was hosting at Chaps. Oh, you too. Oh my God, we're even more sisters than I thought. So that was my first connection. But then I worked with Lads and Lashes on the road forever, and I, for a very short time, was a swing with La Cage. Of course, Chris was Michael Jackson at Whitney at La Cage, and did those characters on the road. And so I have a lot of memories of a group of us traveling around southern Ontario in a van to places like Sebringville and Wallaceburg and East Gwillimbury for their hockey rink fundraiser.
You looking forward to tonight?
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be a good evening. I'm in what I call my semi-retired dotage. In fact, I had not done drag for 2.5 years, and when Chris passed away, I pulled it back out for his memorial, and then I was invited to do tonight, and I thought, yeah, absolutely, and it's an honor to be invited. I mean, I'm working with all the girls I love, so this is amazing. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Bunny LeBlanc.
My pleasure.
Let's get drunk.
All right, let's do it.
See you in a bit. Hi, baby.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Okay, so you may recognize Miss Fahrenheit here. Her real life name is Chantelle, and we did an episode. Check our one of our back episodes. So let's talk Chris Edwards.
Let's talk Chris Edwards. Absolutely.
So you were saying in the episode that we did before that you started at our show and all that kind of stuff. But Chris really gave you your big break.
Chris gave me my first actual full-time weekly paid booking in the city. I used to be her guest every Friday and Saturday night at a nightclub called Cruise and Tangos for about 5 or 6 years, maybe. When I first started pageantry, Chris Edwards really helped me find pageants and sponsor me and tell me what the girls needed and what I needed to help win and succeed. So, big inspiration and role model for my career.
Now, she's had been doing the PWA fundraiser for so long, and we're continuing it on. It's How do you feel? Are you feeling tonight? I mean, it's filling up.
I think it's great because we're continuing on not only to help PWA, but we're continuing on in Chris's honor. Because even though sadly we lost her this year, we're carrying on the traditions that she set and molded us to help with. So she set the path, and we're now following in her footsteps to create a better tomorrow for those that need it.
Hey, we're back. All right. Now I'm with Miss Jade Electra. She's our favorite import. All right. So tonight, as they know, we're going to be talking a lot about Chris Edwards and the PWA fundraiser. So give us a little something about Chris.
Well, the first thing I would love to say about Chris is I love the fact that Chris was always concerned about giving back to the community, and that's one of the things that was very important to him, and it became very important to me when I saw the work that he was doing.
Now, you're a big proponent of helping as well, particularly with the HIV positive community. Tell the people all that stuff.
Well, the one thing when I first got here, I realized that there weren't too many social events for HIV positive people. So my husband and I, who are HIV positive, we decided to start an event called POSTO. And it was a monthly. We've taken a little break now, but we're about to start up a new one in the spring. But I just feel that it's important that we have venues and spaces where people can come without the stigma and without the shame, and just come out, enjoy being out, because sometimes loneliness is one of the things that kills a lot of people, depression, being in their house, trapped alone. So I encourage people to come out, meet other people, have a good time, make friends, network, all of that stuff.
Hey guys, we're back, and we're back with Nikki and Jason. Now, you may remember, if you don't, check older episodes, but they were running for Emperor and Empress here in Toronto, Emperor and Empress 30, and they won! Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Little stories about Chris?
Chris was actually one of the first drag queens I saw when I came to the community, and I'll always remember it was Cruise and Tango, and I was just like, who is this bitch? Like, she is stunning. So I'll always remember her as one of the first queens that I actually got to see when I came out.
She was actually also one of the very first queens that I've ever seen here in Toronto, and I also competed for Miss Gay Universe and Miss Gay Toronto. I won Miss Gay Universe the first time I went for it, which was the owner of those two pageants. And we went to Bermuda together and did a show there with Jade Electra and stuff like that. And like, I mean, she's always just a ball of fun.
Thanks, you guys. Go up to the bar, get a drink, and put in some money for PWA. We will talk to you guys soon. Be right back. Hey, boys and girls, we're back. So we're in the middle of the PWA fundraiser here. We've got a couple of the girls that come out to support everything they can.
I remember each and every single time I was at Cruise with her when I was a youngin' queen. I would always be so absolutely terrified, and she would always tell me the same thing. No matter what you do, no one else can be as good as what you can bring to the table. Chris Edwards gave me so much spirit and so much life and so much passion. She reminded me that not every day doing this, mundane thing that some of the new queens think it is. She reminded me about why I do drag and why I perform every single day and what the passion was behind it. And I will cherish that each and every single day that I do drag for the rest of my life.
I had the opportunity of only working with Chris once, and it was great. We worked together at Woody's on a Sunday night, and it was nice because she was so nice, she was so sweet, and she made me feel so welcome in a place that I only worked at maybe once or twice. So it was really nice to actually be able to work with her, and she was just so lovely, and it was nice to actually have that experience.
It's easy to sit back and watch somebody else to do it, but when we get up in drag, and not just us, all of us, and the people that come out and support and put money in the basket, it makes drag, it makes it worth it. Yeah. All right, we're gonna go drink. We will talk to you very soon. We got some more people coming in. It's been a great night. We'll see you in a minute. Oh, look who I get to have here, Divine Darling. All right, really, really quick. I know you got a show to do. Chris Edwards. Let's talk Chris Edwards.
Well, Chris Edwards, what can I say? Legendary, amazing, very thoughtful, and really, really cool person. It was one of the first pageant I ever entered in the city. It was Miss Gay Toronto. When I first started drag, and it was the first pageant I ever won, which was one of her title pageants. She always told me, she's like, don't ever stop being who you are, continue being you, and I've never stopped being that person until today. And I really am happy to be a product of her and something that she has taught me in so many different ways.
You're pretty cool. I like you a lot.
I won't change it for anything. I'm happy to be a part of this, and I'm happy to where I've become and everything, because I started off being a mess. I still am a mess with a few drinks, but that's a different story.
Love you, baby. Thank you for being here.
Mwah.
Hey, Miss Anuradha. How are you doing, baby?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Sylvia?
Living the dream, baby. Wake me up.
Life with Chris Edwards. Okay, I will say this, is that Chris Edwards was probably the first drag queen I came across when I began. And so, obviously profound influence on people and everybody else. And she meant a lot to me because she was nice to me. You know what I mean? When I started, she was real nice to me, and she gave me my name, Donorama, because I started in a contest, I didn't have a name. But she gave it to me, so she obviously means something. What was wonderful about Chris and what made her unique and missed is that she was all-encompassing and no judgment from her. And her judgment was fun. You know, she never meant harm on anybody. And she kind of spearheaded a lot of things, you know what I mean? Or she came from the class of people that I think you remember, you know what I mean? It's that there was much more of this at one point. And so when I see this tonight, I feel like this is a real, true community event. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Edwards was always on the front lines. And I think it's important that you and I and people out there remember that somebody before us started it to get us to where we are today. And we're in a better place, and it's because of people like Chris Edwards.
Yes, I agree with that. And you hear stories, right, about what everybody went through. So don't take it for granted.
Thank you, my darling, very much for coming out.
Do I have to leave?
Yes. Security. Can I get security? We'll see you soon. Hey, boys and girls. We are back with one of my closest friends, actually, Miss Amanda Roberts. You hosted, really put a lot of this together with the help of the bar and a few other people. It's a hard shoes to fill. Miss Chris Edwards was doing this for a long time. Raised a lot of money. How was the night for you?
I think it was amazing, and really, all I wanted to do was make sure we made Chris proud, and I know we've done that. It's been incredible. I was a little worried. I just wanted to make sure everything went perfect, and it did. This has been incredible. We had some amazing entertainers, such a great crowd. Everybody appreciate it. I saw a lot of the faces that would have been here when Chris was here, and they were here for this. So that really, it touches me. It really makes me feel great that we are doing this and we keep Chris's memory alive. She did so much for the community. The hard work and the amazing things she did. She was such a good person, and I'm glad we're keeping her legend alive.
All right, boys and girls, that's it. We are done for the night. We're going to close the show. Leave a comment if you want. Please subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, all that social media stuff. And we will see you very soon. Love you. Good night.
Sylvia rock.
Yeah, we do. Bye.